Clear? This theta is known as of your angular displacement. Theta is known as what, beta? Angular displacement. You know that for one complete revolution, one revolution is equals to 360 degrees, or that will be equal to your 2 pi radians. Okay. And small angles are vectors. Okay, that means we can add them vectorially. Okay. Sure. Next one is instantaneous velocity. Okay. So in angular displacement, one complete revolution you are taking. So unit for this one is, anyone can tell me? Theta is measured in terms of radians or degrees. Okay, like 90 degrees is equals to pi by 2 radians. 180 degrees is equals to pi radians, like that. Okay. And what type of a vector it is, beta? Angular displacement is a, I'll write here heading, angular displacement theta. It is an axial vector, beta. It is an axial vector. Direction is given by your right hand thumb rule. Okay, take your right hand and curl the fingers from the point A to B. The extended thumb will give me the direction. The extended thumb will give me the direction. Clear? Sure. How to write the theta, beta? I told you already this one in trigonometry. Theta is always equals to your arc length divided by radius. Arc length divided by radius. Theta is equals to your L by your R. Done. So theta is equals to your L divided by radius R. Or else I can write L is equals to your theta into your R. Okay. Instantaneous velocity. That is instantaneous angular velocity. Instantaneous angular velocity represented by omega. Can anyone tell me? Omega is equals to, like velocity, displacement by time. Here it will be the rate of change of displacement. That is nothing but d theta by your dt. Units radians per second. Units is radian per second. Clear? Two. For n revolutions, or say for n rotations in t seconds, angular velocity will be, average angular velocity will be equal to 2 pi into your n divided by theta. That is nothing but theta by t. For n revolutions, it is 2 pi into your n divided by your t. Clear? For n is equals to 1 rotation, average angular velocity will be equal to 2 pi divided by capital T. And 1 by t is known as frequency, so it is a 2 pi into your f. Clear? Two. Next one. Instantaneous angular acceleration. Instantaneous angular acceleration represented by alpha. Can you define me alpha? Alpha is equal to rate of change of angular velocity, that is d omega by dt. d omega by dt, or else I can write this one as of your d omega is equals to d theta divided by dt divided by dt. That means this will become for me d square divided by your dt square, isn't it? Or else I can also write like this: alpha is equals to your d omega divided by your dt. Divide and multiply by your angular displacement, that is nothing but d theta. Okay. This d theta divided by dt will represents me what? Omega. So this will be equal to your omega into your d omega divided by dt. So one more formula for angular acceleration is omega into your d omega divided by your dt. Alpha is equals to your omega into your d omega divided by dt. Can you tell me the units for this one, beta? Units, radians per second square. Okay. If alpha is 0, if alpha is 0, then the motion is said to be uniform. Uniform circular motion. Clear? Can you tell me what is the relation between the linear velocity and angular velocity, beta? Not giving the derivation here. Very important. The relation between linear velocity, that is v, and angular velocity, omega. Can anyone tell me what is the relation between v and omega, beta? What is the relation between v and omega? Very famous relation. V is equals to your omega into your r. Omega is equals to how much for me? D theta by dt, isn't it? And velocity v is equals to your ds by your dt, isn't it? In vector form, if I am writing, this is very important in vector form, beta. V bar is equals to your omega bar cross r bar. Clear? Sure. If I differentiate this one with respect to time and simplify, we'll get two terms in this one, beta. One is known as tangential velocity acceleration. Tangential acceleration is equals to your r into your alpha, or that is also equal to your dv divided by your dt. Rate of change of your speed is known as of your tangential. And one is radial acceleration. Radial acceleration will be equal to your centripetal acceleration, that is equals to v square divided by r, or that is equals to v is equals to your r square omega square divided by r. This r will get cancelled, so it is r into your omega. As both of them are perpendicular to each other in a circular motion like this, tangential acceleration will act along the tangent surface, and radial acceleration will always act towards the center. So resultant of this one will be equal to your AR. So resultant acceleration will be equal to under root of your A radial square plus of your A tangential square. Okay. That means radial acceleration will be equal to under root of this one is R omega square whole square plus this one is your dV by dt whole square. That is R alpha whole square. Isn't it? That means I can even write this one as resultant acceleration is equals to radial acceleration is your v square divided by r whole square plus this one is your dv by your dt whole square. Yeah. Sure. Whenever I'm using a word uniform circular motion, whenever I'm using a word uniform circular motion, I always mean the tangential acceleration will be 0 and radial acceleration will be equal to your r omega square, or that is equals to your r into your omega square can be written as v is equals to r omega. V is equals to r omega. So omega is equals to v by r. That means this will become for me v square divided by r square. This one will get cancelled. So it is v square by r. Yeah. Sure. equations of motion for circular motion. First kinematic equation, omega will be equal to omega naught plus alpha into t. Next one is omega square minus omega naught square is equals to 2 alpha into theta. In the circular motion, displacement is represented by s. In the linear motion, like in kinematics, displacement is represented by your s, and here it is represented by theta. Final velocity omega naught is your initial velocity. Okay. Third one, theta is equals to omega naught into t plus half into alpha into t square. Clear? Fourth one, nth formula you know it already, so I can write here theta nth will be equal to omega naught into t plus this will be equal to half into your alpha into your n, isn't it? I'll write in the form nth is equals to your u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. That means here if I'm writing this one, this will be theta n is equals to omega naught plus alpha by 2 into time will be 2n minus 1. Now see, omega naught means what beta? Initial velocity. Initial angular velocity. And omega is your final angular velocity. Alpha is your angular acceleration. Theta is your angular displacement. Okay, and t is your time taken as usually. Clear? Sure. See this question, madam. If I say that if the length of seconds hand of your clock is 10 centimeters, the speed of its tip in centimeter per second is, well, I'll try to do it. The length of the seconds hands of a clock is 10 centimeter. The speed of its tip will be equal to how much? If the speed of seconds hands of a clock is 10 centimeter, speed of its tip in centimeters will be equal to how much? We know that it is moving in a circular path. That means indirectly has given me what beta? Omega. Omega will be equal to, for one circular motion, 2 pi radians. In how much time beta? In 60 seconds. That means omega will become how much for me? The speed of the seconds hands of a clock is 10 centimeter. The speed of its tip will be equal to how much? Omega is equals to, see just now I written here. Omega is equals to d theta by t. That means it is 2 pi divided by time is 60 seconds. 2 ones are 2 threes are. That means pi by 30 radians per second. So use the formula V is equals to R into omega. Radius is nothing but length, that is given for me 10 centimeters. Into this one is your pi by 30. So that is coming out for me how much? This one will get cancelled. Pi by 3 radians per second. Clear? Pi value is how much better? 3.14 divided by 3. That means this will come out for me approximately 1 centimeter. Approximately I'm taking. This was 3 ones are, and it is 1 means 0 4 something like that. Clear? Clear for everyone? Sure. See one more model on this one. See this question. The angular speed of flywheel making 360 revolutions per minute is. One try to do it. Angular speed of a flywheel making 360 revolutions per minute. That means revolutions per minute is given how much for me? 360. That means for one revolution per minute, we have how much having better? 2 pi radians per minute. 12 pi. Very good. Isn't it? So for one revolution per minute, it is 2 pi radians per minute. That means that will become for me 2 pi divided by 60. That means that will become for me pi by 30 radians per second. For 360 revolutions, how much it is? 360 per revolutions, it will be a 2 pi divided by 60 into your, this one is 360. This one will get cancelled. 6 ones are 6 6 are. So that will be equal to your 12 pi. 12 pi radians per second. Clear? Yeah. We'll try to do some numericals based on this one in the next session of a class, that is on Monday. So please try to revise once a complete circular motion and as well as of your motion in plane, motion in 1D and circular motion. Clear? Sure. Okay, beta. Take care. Bye.